Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today I am showing you the two cops I did from the second drop of the ACRONYM Spring Summer 22 collection, the J68-WS and the LA10-DS in alpha green. So to start off with the J68, I was very glad to see this jacket make a comeback because I've always really liked this model in its original form as the Scott Perfecto, made very famous by Marlon Brando in the 50s movie The Wild One, but also as every iteration that has been made by ACRONYM. So the first J68 ACRONYM release was the J68S, made in Stot's Etterproof, a form of high-density cotton gabardine. It was released in three colors: black, white, and REF green. It's quite a rare jacket. I have seldomly seen someone wear it. I actually only know one person who has it, and I searched for it quite a bit myself, and I've never actually seen one for sale. So the first Windstopper version came out in Spring Summer 2019, which was also called the J68 Windstopper, only it wasn't exactly the same. I believe the cut is mainly the same, but they are both made of a fabric that is called Gore Windstopper, but the original version consisted mainly out of PES, which is polyester, and this one consists mainly out of PA, which is nylon. What that exactly will mean for the wearability or like the performance of it, it's hard for me to say because I don't have both jackets. What I do know is that this one, at least in the product pictures, was a lot more shiny, which was also a reason for a lot of people to be quite negative about it when it was just released, and the reason why it didn't immediately sell out, which was good for me because I got the chance to get it. But after people started receiving them and posting pictures on social media, it was clear that the shininess was not as prominent as it looked on the product pictures. As you also can see probably on here, it doesn't look that shiny, and in real life it's not that shiny at all. Also, I mean, if it's in like direct sunlight or very harsh lamplight, it can be a bit sparkly because there are some, the fabric can reflect direct light quite a bit, but in diffuse light, or in the shadow, it's really not that shiny at all. Personally, the shiny look of the product pictures didn't bother me from the start, so I already knew I wanted to get this. Commonly, if polyester and nylon are compared with each other, it is noted that polyester is better at moist wicking and faster drying, and that nylon is more durable, but also more expensive because it's harder to produce, which made it quite surprising to me that this iteration was like 300 euros cheaper than the last one, which might have to do with the fact that it is produced in China, but I think it's a great price, and it's quite a complex construction, but more on that later. Between the Windstopper versions, there was also an insulated version, which came out in fall-winter 2021. That was released in black, REF green, and alpha green, which is basically the 2019 Windstopper version with Primaloft insulation. Also a very cool jacket, which I almost bought a few times, but I'm glad I didn't, and I got this one now because I think that it being quite short and hoodless, that this model is more appropriate for spring summer. So I was actually already looking for a Windstopper jacket for quite a while because I recently sold my J1s, the J1A and the J1B that I own, because even though I still really love the J1, having 3 Gore-Tex Pro shells was just a bit overkill, and I mean, I don't really have the funds to just keep buying jackets, so if I want new stuff, I have to sell other stuff. And it will also make me wear my J1E more, which is a good thing because that is still a amazing and a very unique jacket. So I decided I wanted to have more diversity in the jacket fabrics. And I already quite liked Windstopper because I had the ACG packable jacket, which I did like fabric-wise, but I sold it anyway because I didn't really like the parka-like cut. So I was in the market for an ACRONYM windstopper jacket, and there were actually 3 jackets that were at the top of my list. All 3 that are owned and flexed by tech wear legend That Slaps. But finding a J68-WS or J47-AWS is just basically impossible if you don't want to pay $2K plus for it. So when I heard through the grapevine that this one was being re-released, or well, revised actually, I was quite excited and very stoked for the drop. Well, as I said in my previous video, I was actually planning on recording the drop, and I did, but I really messed up the sound. But in the first like 20 minutes of the drop, I couldn't even get onto the site. So that was quite nerve-wracking, like refreshing all the time. But luckily I got through at some point, and I was able to get these 2. So one of the first things I noticed when I received the jacket was that it is lined, which I think is very nice because the ACG packable was not. So it was just like the 2-layer Gore windstopper fabric, which can get a bit sticky on the inside, especially when you get wet. Then it can really cling to your skin. But the liner inside this one is really very comfortable next to skin, and I've already been in quite a decent downpour in this for like 10 minutes, and it did not get clingy. It held up really well. It did not soak through. The DWR works really well. And after the rain stopped and I was on a bike, and I biked for like maybe 10 minutes more to get to my destination, and the jacket was already almost dry. So that was really great. I can say the performance of this windstopper fabric is really, really good. Because I have also, for instance, gloves, the Arc'teryx Ventus, that I have also reviewed in this video, if you have not seen it, that are supposed to be made of a 3-layer Gore-Tex Infinium windstopper fabric, but those have really soaked through quite a few times when I was biking in the rain. So I guess windstopper as a brand is not necessarily very consistent in performance, but this performs really well. When I pulled it from the box, it was actually a bit smelly, and like chemically smelly and quite wrinkly, which funny enough was a thing that people on Superfuture, or someone on Superfuture forum, was complaining about, which is a bit weird, of course, because how can you expect that a garment that comes in a box sent to you will like come out of it unwrinkled. But as soon as I could, I threw it in the wash, and after it dried, which it did really fast again, it smelled fresh again, and the wrinkles just dried out of the fabric. Unwrinkling being a talent both these fabrics have, which I really, really love, because if you know me, you know that I do not suffer wrinkles gladly. So yeah, great fabric, not only amazing to the skin, but also in movement, very comfortable. Definitely feels a lot different than Gore-Tex Pro. I mean, Gore-Tex Pro is more like an armor, right? So, but this just, it's so light and so soft that you barely even have the feeling you are wearing a jacket. One day I actually sat at my desk working, wearing the jacket when I just got it, because I just wanted to wear it like inside, and it was quite comfortable. It was like wearing a blazer, only more comfortable because it's short, so sitting in it is also nice. So really, really awesome jacket. I love it a lot. I've had it for what, 2 or 3 weeks now, and I've been wearing it almost every day. So yeah, it's really great. Then I think I will shut up now for a second and show you some of the features of the construction and do a little montage of the details. as you can see, one of the very cool things of this jacket is that it is very versatile in look. Yeah, like the closed collar look and the open look, and then like half closed with the collar down. All looks that have a very different vibe, if you ask me. And I really like the detached zipper that is hanging like that when it's open, because I think that's really a very typical acronym aesthetic design, which sets this jacket apart from all the other perfecto-like jackets that are in the world, because of course you can also get a perfecto style jacket from H&M or Zara or Forever 21 or whatever fast fashion brand. It's not a very unique silhouette in that aspect, but the details on this jacket really set it apart from that, in my opinion. Alright, then moving on to the LA10-DS. Okay, so initially this video was supposed to be about the pickups I did of the previous drop, but because the reason I got this is very closely related to the fact that I have this one, the LA6B-DS, which I have not reviewed yet. I just decided that I had to just include it in this video. So we're looking at the LA10-DS that came out in the previous drop, and the LA6B-DS, which was from the fall-winter 2021 collection, I believe, when I got it. So it was also released earlier. It was also a re-release. I don't really remember what the original release was right now, but so this is actually like part of the uniform, mainly because Errolson just always seems to be wearing this shirt, which of course made me very curious about it. And then when I got it because it's an amazing shirt. It's just, it's kind of hard to explain, because I mean, it's a shirt. It doesn't look that impressive because it's just like a collarless shirt and it's made of dry skin, but it just fits so well and it's so easy to throw on, and it's just so incredibly comfortable that I really understand now, and I've worn this like so much. I really wear this shirt a few times a week because I also most of the time just want to wear just this shirt, and it's black, and it's on the one hand it's very dressy, but somehow you can also wear it in a more casual or even sporty outfit. So yeah, it's just super versatile. And if you open it up, you roll up the sleeves, it has a whole other vibe again. It doesn't have that many details. It has normal buttons on the front, it has buttons on the cuffs, and it has two quite big pockets on the side. Also, it has a sling-like design on the inside, which is quite convenient too. It's like a shirt, but you can just throw it over your shoulder if it gets a bit warmer. Again, made of dry skin, which is, as you might know, my favorite fabric. Funny enough, I didn't really like dry skin on a t-shirt. Like, I had the S24s for a while, but to be honest, I don't really know why, but it didn't really work as a t-shirt for me. But like as a button-down shirt, it's really amazing. Just as amazing as it is as a pant fabric. So because I love this one so much, I have also been waiting for a different color acronym DS shirt. When I also heard through the grapevine that this was being released, I was very stoked to be able to cop another shirt, and in a lighter color, alpha green in this case. So actually when I ordered this, I wasn't really aware of the fact that this isn't just a normal shirt. So I ordered it thinking it would be more a shirt like this type, but actually it is more of an overshirt. When I first put it on, I immediately felt it, that it really feels more like a jacket than it feels like a shirt, to be honest. Also maybe because of the cut, because this one is quite fitted and this one is very boxy and quite wide. So you can actually very easily wear the LA10 over the LA6. I can even wear the LA10 over the J68, but that just doesn't necessarily look good. It also felt like it was thicker, even though I don't believe that the actual fabric is thicker. The dry skin itself is actually the same. Though dry skin comes in different thicknesses, but feeling this, it doesn't feel like it's thicker. I mean, it does feel a bit more rugged. It's also a bit louder. But I think that's more because of the fact that I've worn this so much and this is quite new. So the fabric is still just like rigid because of the newness of it. But at certain points, like at the cuffs, at the front where this one also has pockets, where the big pockets are, and in the collar and in the middle, there are several layers of the fabric on top of each other, which make those areas of the shirt more fortified, like, and feel thicker because, well, they are thicker. So it's not necessarily a thicker fabric, but it's like a thicker construction. So the shirt definitely feels quite a bit heavier also than this shirt. But yeah, I really like it too. I have not worn it as much as my J68 yet because of the way it closes. This really is a jacket for when it really is a bit warmer. I wore it on the bike already once, and it wasn't that warm, and that was actually a bit chilly because, well, it's a shirt, so it's just, you know, it has a lot of openings. So even though dry skin is quite wind resistant, it just, I mean, it's just open. It has openings on the front, so the wind, if you're biking fast, the wind will still get inside, and because it's quite boxy, it will just blow through the garment. Another thing that makes it much more jacket-like than the LA6 is the fact that it has a jacket sling, and it can be worn on the inside as well as on the outside, like on most ACRONYM jackets, which is just super cool. I think I've said before that I really like the aesthetics of that. That is just a look that is very typical for ACRONYM, and I really like it on the LA10 too. It also has two side pockets as the LA6 has, but the entry is quite a bit different. Whereas the pockets of the LA6 are more like on the front of the shirt, the pockets of the LA10 are really on the side, and the shirt is cut in a way that the front and the back of the shirt kind of fold into each other on the sides, so that the pockets are kind of concealed, so you don't really see. If you look from the front, it looks very clean. You don't see that it has pockets, but it's actually like in here. So that's really nice. The whole shirt has a much cleaner look than the LA6 because, well, the buttons are concealed, and yeah, it's quite a different silhouette and quite a different look. It has the press buttons that can be used with one hand, which I also really love. And on the cuffs, the buttons are reversed, so you can, usually you would see this side of the button on the outside of a garment instead of this, but Arlson likes to reverse his buttons, which I think is also a very cool aesthetic thing and very typical for ACRONYM. The front buttons of the J68 are also like that. So yeah, great shirt also, both really amazing shirts. As I already said, I've worn this so much, and I think I will probably wear this quite a lot too this summer. So now again, I'm going to show you some nice details for all the garments I've been talking about. Alright, time to wrap it up. If you enjoyed this video, please do give me a like and a subscribe if you hadn't already yet. It would really help my channel, and I super appreciate it. As always, more content is still in the pipeline. I still have my P34DS I need to review, and all kinds of other stuff that Some of I already sold, but just need to find the time, but I'm gonna try my best. So hope to see you guys soon and have a great day. Bye.